So I let everyone know that I'm just gonna be hanging out on the side. Alright, so that guy is out of the way. So I can go ahead and taxi onto the runway. At this point, I'm going to turn on my position and strobe light. And also landing lights as well for takeoff. Okay. Let these fools know that I'm out of here. Alright, I'm good to go. Let's go ahead and give the plane a little bit of power to get us moving. And then we'll go ahead and we'll crank it up to full throttle. Get our rotate speed, so we're good to go. Once we start climbing, we can go ahead and put the wheels up, and we can lower flaps from 5 degrees to 2 degrees. I'm also going to do a little bit of manual flying just to keep the flight on track. Move flaps up a little bit more to 1 degree. I'm going to go ahead and set my autopilot altimeter to 36,000 feet because I'll probably end up flying manually past what I had it initially set for. Flaps are going to go up. All the way up. At this point I can actually go ahead and turn off the auto brake. No sense of using that anymore. Alright. At this time, I'm going to turn on my auto throttle. I'm going to turn on my VNav and my LNav, and I'm going to hit the autopilot button. And so I can actually put the controller down, and the plane is just going to fly it itself. So notice the next navigation point that's part of this whatever departure route I'm doing. Hopto. So the plane is going to fly me to the Hopto, which is the next point, and then it's going to automatically know where the next point after that is, and it's going to fly that right. Once I get above 10,000 feet, I'll go ahead and I'll turn off landing lights and taxi lights and things like that. So that can come off. Taxi light can come off. I'm going to keep the position, strobe, and steady lights on. And I'm going to keep anti-collision light on for the remainder of the flight. At this point, now that I am in the air, those 2 starter switches, you can actually switch those to FLT, just flight. What that means is that in the event that an engine were to fail for some reason mid-flight, you can get it restarted again if need be. So I did take off, excuse me, I did take off a bit behind schedule. I was actually going to try to get out at 3:30, but yeah, I'm a little behind, so I'm going to see if I can possibly make up time by cutting the course a little bit. Throughout the flight, especially your initial climb and your initial descent, you want to observe this temperature number here. Usually once it falls within maybe 3 degrees or so, you want to go ahead and fire up the anti-ice so that you don't have any ice problems later on. So the LNAV is going to fly the aircraft exactly how these points are listed in terms of speed and flight altitude. This information here on your navigation screen, right up here in the top left corner, is going to give you your ground speed, your true airspeed, and the heading and speed of any wind that you're encountering. So in my case, I'm getting about a 10 mile or 10 knot per hour headwind, which is kind of contributing to making this flight a little bit bumpy. So now the aircraft has reached the next point, which is going to start climbing again. You can see the the yoke and the trim moving from the autopilot. Alright, so I'm watching the temperature and I'm watching the current altitude. As soon as my altitude passes 18,000 feet, I'm going to trigger a button that'll change this barometric pressure to standard mode, which is used in the US, and the standard is always 29.92. Anything below 18,000 feet, you'll always need to have your barometric pressure set to whatever the region has it set to. Alright, so I've passed 18,000 feet, so this button right here in the middle, I'm going to press that changes this to standard. So I'm going to leave it like that for most of the rest of the flight. During the approach phase or the descent, once I fall below 18,000 feet, I'll trigger it back to whatever I need to set it to. At this point, you're pretty much monitoring everything. The autopilot can, if you wanted to, take over for most of the rest of the flight. What I'll probably do is I will do another recording once I get ready to start descending, and then I'll do some more there. Other than that, only thing extra that you really need to know is just that outside temperature. Once it falls to about 3 degrees or less, you go up to the top panel here and you've got these 3 switches. The first one is for wing anti-ice, the other 2 are for engine anti-ice. Turn all those on, and then you've got these 4 switches mainly that are up in the up position. These are just window heating switches. Other than that, that's really all. I may or may not be doing a shortcut to make up for time. That's something that I can go through a different day, but that's about it for now. All right.